one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. This gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
Well, I tell you what, L, look, I give up, okay? When it comes down to Steph Curry, the light-skinned brother with the green eyes, I finally bow down to him, okay? He is him.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next. So without further ado,
free smoke.
Look, scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much or how you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa. Boss forever like they decided to throw me under Slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop a million songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
You view this season as a failure?
Oh my God. Okay, because I'm not that up. You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay, do you get the promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, I don't know, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon. It's not morning time, but this is usually the time I wake up and go to work. So, I'm actually at work right now by this time, but that's neither here nor there. Well, happy Saturday, y'all. I hope everybody had a good week, a dope week. If it wasn't the week that you hoped it was, I really hope it get better for you. Listen, this thing called life is tough. It's real tough. I tell y'all that all the time. It's a tough life. Sometimes you presented with problems that you just don't have an answer to at the moment. Sometimes you presented with situations that you just don't know how to react to. Sometimes you presented with problems that you don't know how to properly even, you can't even begin to understand why this is a problem, like why this problem is presenting itself. Life is tough, bro. You put time into things that don't come out the way you want it to. You love people who don't love you back. You like people who don't like you. People hurt you. People turn on you. People let you down. You let people down. You come up short. We fail. But we get back up and we keep trying. We dust ourselves off and we keep going. I can't even begin to continuously tell you about how much I want you to go strive for a dream. Not a job, a dream. We all work jobs in order to get to where we need to get to, but the goal is to get a career, to work a career, to do what you love every day. And if you're not doing that, you should be grinding to get to that. I don't care how hard the grind is. I don't care how long the grind is. It looked tough. I averaged like 10 views, 20 something views. But that the storm don't weather me. I'm good. I'm going to get to where I'm trying to get to. And you are too. But you got to keep grinding. This tough spot right now don't last. I'm not successful. I'm not rich. But I just know. I got a feeling. I believe in you. If you ain't heard that lately, I believe in you. You got this. Listen, I understand we in a world where people like to keep their emotions bottled in. Too many people don't like to say nice shit to people. I believe in you. You got it. Keep going. I go into work every day, and the back of these trucks look more and more like cotton fields every day. Every single day. When I got home from work last night, I went to the store, and I was in there for like 10, 15 minutes. I'm never in the store that long. I was in the store that long talking to the people in there. And we just happened to be talking about my job, man. I don't even know how the conversation. Oh, yeah. The dude at the register was talking to me, and I was like, man, I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, boss. And he was like, you tired? I said, yeah, man. I just got home from FedEx, man. I'm tired, boss. And we were just sitting there talking and laughing, having a good little talk for like 15 minutes, man. So, hey, do something you love once a day for a couple minutes a day to bring yourself that peace, bro. But with that being said, I appreciate you for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Listen, we're here to talk about the NFC North. Now, this division was last. I did this division last because this division going to be a little bit different. Now, as you know, I am a Baltimore Raven fan. And I did this division last because clearly if I chose this team to win the division, people will be like, oh, he's so biased. He's a Baltimore Raven fan. But listen, the Ravens have been leading the division the last 2 years before Lamar got hurt. One of those years, they were first in the AFC with nobody on defense and still no weapons. So I promise you, while I may be biased, I'll tell you times when I'm being biased. But for the most part, I promise you, it's no biasness. And to prove it, I'm going to start off the list with the first team that I think will win this division this year, and that is the Bengals. I do not think the Ravens will finish first at the moment. I need to see how the defense look. But I do believe the Ravens and the Bengals will finish probably a game or 2 games apart from each other. Both teams going to make the playoffs, but I do have the Bengals finishing first place in the division. Listen, I know people love to talk about Joe Burrow. The Bengals have a great roster, bro. I can keep getting on here and telling y'all that as much as I need to. The Bengals have 2 great pass rushers. They have now they did lose Jesse Bates. But I'm not sure how big a loss that is. Because I'm not going to tell you that he had been on the decline, but the last 2 years weren't the greatest Jesse Bates. Well, I don't know how big of a loss it is because the Bengals have a good defense. I'm not going to lie. The Bengals have a good defense. That's one of the things that for some reason the media just ignore, how great the defense is. I should have brought the list of players right here so you can see all the names, but you know the big ones, the Hendricksons, the Hubbards, and like the DJ Readers. You know the great, and for some reason the Bengals always find a way to get low-key great defenses that nobody really talk about. I mean, I remember those Vontaze Burfict defenses with the Geno Atkins on it. But the Bengals have a great defense. And I understand to an extent why some people don't talk about the defense, because you look across the sideline and you see Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Samaje Perine, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins. And why am I forgetting my man's Jamar Chase? So when you see all that and whoever tight end they decide to stick in there, because that's where they at. They don't truly need a tight end. This is one of those teams that just don't need a tight end. They got 3 number 1 receivers, 2 great running backs. The offensive line is not great, but they decent through stretches of this season. They don't need a real tight end. If anything, the Bengals should invest in a blocking tight end, to be completely honest with you. Because the majority of the passes on this team go to the receivers. They got 3 receivers that can be on the field at the same time. they have no use of a tight end. They use tight ends, but they don't need tight ends. If the Bengals could go out and find a blocking tight end, oh man, that would do wonders for this team. But at the moment, the Bengals had the best team. I don't question that. I don't think they got the best quarterback in the division, because I still believe Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in this division. However, you got by far the best talent. I don't think it's a team. I told you this before. The Eagles, the Bengals, and the Cowboys have, and possibly the 49ers. Those 4 teams have rosters stacked out the gill, bro. Like, they have top tier rosters. That's an S tier roster for all those teams I just named. So because of that, the Bengals do this thing where sometimes they play just dickhead type football where they don't know how to play football. It's weird. You have to go watch them play. They get into these moments where they just act like they forget how to play football. But I actually think they do that shit because they know they can score on anybody whenever they want to. Look at what they did to the Bills. I told you, the Bills aren't a bad team. They just don't have the necessary requisite or they don't have the necessary arsenal of weapons to go up against a healthy, motivated Bengals. It just is what it is. I don't think Joe Burrow is better than Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes or Lamar Jackson. But he is a good quarterback who has top tier weapons flooded throughout this offense. Now, regardless of me putting them in first place, the clock is about to begin ticking on this team. Joe Burrow is going to get a contract, and that means you're not going to be able to afford all this top-tier talent you got littered throughout the offense and the defense. Hendrickson or Hubbard may end up leaving for a bigger contract. T. Higgins, they keep saying that Joe Burrow will take a pay cut and that they're going to find a way to keep him there. I doubt it. When he see the money he can get from another team, I want to see if he'll still remain with the Bengals. Because some people look at it as, oh, he want to win a Super Bowl with them. In my mind, it'll be, well, why haven't we won one by now? We got the talent. We have the weapons. We have the defense. You think you got the coach. I'm not too big on Zach Taylor, but whatever. Regardless, at some point in time, T. Higgins is going to want to take care of his family too. Y'all care about Super Bowls, and I get it. Y'all fans. They have families to take care of. They have to think about life after football. T. Higgins ain't taking but so much of a pay cut, especially if the open market dictate that he make far more than what the Bengals can offer him or what they are willing to offer him. So the Bengals fans going to have to get through their head. You're not paying Higgins and Chase. And Boyd is still on a contract right now. And it's a light contract compared to what other top guys get paid. But he will probably want another contract eventually also. So I doubt you pay 3 receivers. Joe Mixon been getting hosed since he been in Cincinnati. I really never liked how they did Joe Mixon. He hit that girl in college, and they've been hoeing his contracts ever since as some sort of like, hey, we the ones who got you when you made that mistake in college, so it's like you owe us. That's kind of what that situation done felt like the whole time, but whatever. But they are on the clock because eventually that talent pool that they have right now, and I trust that the Bengals can continue to draft and replace these guys. But for one, you won't draft this high because you got a good team now. 2, will you be able to hit on all those draft picks for them to be immediate game changers like you've done in the past? It's a good question. But I got the Ravens finishing second place in this division, and I wanted to put him in first, but I'm not. I can't trust the defense. Look, you don't have Juice anymore. He is now a Raider. And if you don't know who Juice is, that's Marcus Peters. Marlon Humphreys is hurt out of nowhere. So he had surgery. He won't be playing at the beginning of the season. You got Rocky Sin coming in. Other guys filling in. Obviously, Kyle Hamilton back. Marcus Williams in the backfield. Listen. I'm very interested to see how the Ravens secondary look because when Marlon Humphreys ain't on the field, they look terrible. It just is what it is. It's becoming one of them Jimmy Smith situations. When Jimmy Smith get hurt, the Ravens defense get hurt too. It's just becoming the trend. So I'm interested to see how the Ravens defense look. But unlike a lot of the people in the media who continue to say, I'm not sure how. I saw Eric Mangini. They keep saying they're not sure how the Ravens offense will look in this new offense. I keep seeing Eric Mangini say, what's dude's name? Greg Roman was the best coordinator for Lamar. I'm getting tired of hearing white analysts say dumb shit like that. Or hearing people like Emmanuel Acho say stuff like the Ravens have given Lamar everything he could possibly want. It's more pressure on him than anybody else. How so? Josh Allen got more talent around him. For some reason, y'all keep acting like Joe Burrow won the Super Bowl. He just went. He didn't win it. It's a lot of quarterbacks with a lot of talent that was drafted higher than Lamar that do not have those same expectations. But for some reason, a guy that was drafted last in his draft class in that first round out of all those quarterbacks taken, who done overachieved with far less at his disposal to nothing at his disposal compared to his contemporaries. And yet and still, every time I turn on the TV, it's a Lamar debate topic on how good can Lamar be, or will he live up to this and that. But all he do is win. That's literally all he's done since he's touched foot in the NFL is win. That's it. He wins. So I'm confused as to why this continues to be a question. I've never seen an OC get so much credit like Greg Roman for somebody else's success. I just ain't never seen it. Like, for some reason, Lamar Jackson's talent and him just improving on his own, that don't stand up in the NFL. It's always somebody else having to help Lamar along. Somebody else did this for Lamar to get there. Like, I'm so confused. He ran a pro-style offense at Louisville. But it's questions on if he can run a pro-style offense in the NFL. When is the last time that a quarterback on an offense was held back by a coordinator, but then they get a new coordinator and it's, I don't know, man. That last coordinator was pretty good. What? Did y'all not see the tape? And this is my problem, because you see NFL players who can break down how bad Greg Roman was, but then you got these dumbass analysts who will hop on TV and tell you, Greg Roman was everything for Lamar. That's crazy to me. But ignoring those morons, Lamar Jackson will be fine. I never have a concern about Lamar Jackson heading into the season. My concern with the Ravens every year is what is around Lamar Jackson going into the season. It get tiresome having to go in there shooting at 20 dudes with one gun, bro, and no backup. That's exhausting. Every year, the defense, their only concern is how to stop Lamar Jackson, because it's nothing on the offensive side of the ball that would make them help anywhere else. Now you hope Zay become the man. You hope Odell stay healthy. You hope Rashad Bateman find a way to stay healthy. Rashad Bateman be painting his nails, man. I don't know about that, bro. Rashad Bateman be painting his nails, bro. Hey, listen, man, do what y'all want to, man, but I don't understand dudes painting their nails, man. I'm just, I feel like every day I wake up, man, we stray further away from the path of righteousness. I think about that shit every time something happens. Every time something go that I don't like happen. I was on Twitter one day, bro. I'm trying to remember what was it that made this dude tweet that. I can't remember what it was that made this dude tweet this, but it was some tweet, and this dude under the tweet was like, every day we stray further and further away from the path of righteousness. And that shit had me in tears. And every day I see dudes painting their nails and shit, I'm like, my goodness, bro. Every day, bro, we stray further and further away from the path of righteousness, bro. Like, what is going on, bro? But that's neither here nor there. Rashad Bateman should be back this year. Now, I told y'all I'm not really a huge super fan of the way the Ravens staff break down and draft these receivers. They continue to get guys who are not hands-catching receivers. So I pray to God that Zay Flowers is a hands-catching receiver, because that'll tell me pretty much everything I need to know. And I know some people might not like to hear that, but I saw Rashad Bateman play a couple games early, and I knew the type of receiver he was, because he was not a hands-catching receiver, bro. It just is what it is. But I got the Ravens finishing second in the division. I got the Steelers finishing in third. Now this was actually a tough one because at first I thought I was gonna put the Cleveland in third, but I gotta see Deshaun Watson be great. I can't keep being biased for Deshaun Watson, bro. I don't know if that Texans Deshaun Watson is walking back through the door. I just don't know. And if that don't happen, then then the Browns might have signed the dumbest fucking contract in NFL history. But I just don't know when it comes to Deshaun Watson, bro. But we'll get to the Browns. When it comes to the Steelers, I have no more respect for any team in the league not named the Ravens than I do for the Steelers. And I probably got more respect for the Steelers than the Ravens. Such a world-class type of organization, man. It really is. Mike Tomlin, unbelievable head coach. I actually think it's a world where the Steelers could make the playoffs, but it ain't happening this year because that world is not coming true this year. I just don't have that type of faith that I see the media having in Kenny Pickett. People say, oh, he finished the season strong. I say he finished the season strong against bad teams, bad defenses. I like to see what he do against a healthy Ravens, a healthy Bengals, a healthy Chiefs, a healthy a healthy Bills, a healthy Dolphins. It's Jets. It's so many teams that I just think are better all around than the Steelers. And the Steelers are going to rely heavily on the defense that you are running the wheels on, boy. I like some of the additions you made in the offseason through the draft. However, we all know this defense run through three dudes. Minka, TJ, Cam. Cam is getting up there in age. It just is what it is. We keep having these injuries every year with TJ. A safety can only mean so much when he out there by himself. So, while we know how great the Steelers defense is and will be, it seemingly will not matter if this offense ain't. The offense has to be better. Kenny Pickett cannot be a turnover machine. Kenny Pickett has two great weapons in Deontay and Pickens. So we need Kenny Picks to be better. We need the offensive coordinator to be better. We need Najee Harris to have his best season of his career. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think Najee Harris done been that great in the NFL so far to this point. I don't really think he see the field as great as you would want your running back to see it. I don't think he hit his holes as great as you would want your running back. He don't explode through the hole as great as you would want running backs to explode through the hole. He's not as shifty at times as you would like him to be. I think there's a lot of yards left out there in these first couple years for Najee that he wish he could have back. And to be quite frank with you, I think he is actually the worst running back in this division. Not in the sense of he a trash running back. But obviously the best running back in this division is Kareem Hunt. I'm taking Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt, one of the best running backs in the league. He a top 3 back. But you got Kareem Hunt. You got Gus or J.K. Dobbins. And over there in Cincy, you got Mixon. I'm taking every single one of those backs before I take the one for the Najee Harris. So with that being said, Najee got to have a better year. I just don't think he done had a great enough year to warrant taking him that high for one. But taking him that high, it has not been, you haven't justified that move yet because he haven't had the type of year that you would want. Now I understand the offensive line can be better and all those type of things, but my biggest concern for the Steelers is the offense. The big explosive plays, those happen maybe once or twice a game and sometimes not even that many times. So the Steelers relying on Pickens to have big plays all the time is not winning you enough games to be in contention. You have to have an offense that can go and score points. And right now, I do not see that. While I see them with pieces that could possibly do it, Fryer move, can they actually go do it? That is the question for the Steelers this year. They got some pieces. Can Pickens take? Now, I keep telling my brother who is a Steeler fan, I got no faith in the Steelers, bro. Can't this dude wear a glove, bro? He wear a glove on his throwing hand. I got no faith in dudes who do that. But that's just me trolling. I like the Steelers. But can they put together an offense that actually go out there and put together scoring drives against good teams? Because, listen, I don't know how the Steelers keep lucking up into some of these terrible schedules that they play with a plethora of bad teams that get them over 500 or at 500. But for one, you won't have enough of those games to get over 500 this year. Two, it won't matter this year. The AFC way better. Other teams will take that spot because they'll just win more games. So the Steelers going to have to get a competent offense. I think that's the problem with the Steelers. That's the biggest problem. Their offense is just not competent. And they haven't been competent enough since Big Ben was a garbage can on his last couple years of his career. Respectfully. In the last place, I got the Browns. Listen. I like Kevin Stefanski, but the magic's starting to run out, my guy. It's starting to be a put up or shut up type of season now where you might be on the chopping block. You probably already. I'm not going to say you regret Deshaun Watson's contract already, even though you would have hoped to see him be a superstar in that first couple games back, but he did miss about 2 years worth of play. What I will say is this. You hoping that he is a superstar from opening day of the season, because that's a lot of money to pay a guy. A lot of guaranteed money. If he is not, the Browns didn't pay Deshaun Watson to finish in fourth place in the division. They could have kept Baker midfield and did that. So if you pay more money to finish in last, essentially, that is, I don't know how fans don't call for your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how fans don't say, yo, get this guy out of here. Because that's tough. Like, that is tough. So, if you the Browns, you got decent pieces on the offense. Well, no, you got great pieces on the offense, but it is a little depleted compared to where you were at. The defense, I will never trust the Browns defense, bro. Go watch these dudes play. It don't even make sense. They play good, and then the Browns defense just give up big plays. Like, I don't know what it is, bro. They just give up big plays. It's crazy. Like, go watch the Browns play over the last, 2 or 3 years. Whenever you least expect it, they're going to give up a big play. And I ain't talking about 10, 15 yards. I'm talking about 20, 30, 40 type yard plays. The Browns defense makes no sense. They got Newsom and they got, what's my man's name? They got 2 good cornerbacks. Just put it like that. Yet and still, they will give up the big play. I don't know what's up with the Browns, bro. I dead ass just think they cursed at this point. I don't know what to make of it. Like, if you go watch this team play, when you see some of the big plays they give up, you literally say, bruh, how? Like, the defense, I don't understand who is calling defenses over here, because some of the defensive breakdowns that the Browns continue to have over the last 3 years make no sense to me. Literally, it makes no sense, especially with the level of talent that they have. You just don't expect that this type of talent would continue to have this type of defensive breakdowns all the time. And to be quite frank with you, it's not that hard to believe that the Browns could end up being a bad team again, because look at those teams that Baker Mayfield was playing with. Those teams had a lot of talent on the defense and offensive side of the ball. The Browns just don't have that type of talent littered throughout the team no more. So, to pay, oh man, that's going to be crazy. Shout out to Deshaun Watson, bro. He got it back, but, oh man. Because I just don't see, the Browns don't look to me like that. The last couple off seasons, you knew the Browns was trying to get better. You saw the moves. Now, it don't feel like they really made moves more significant than the Ravens, than the Bengals. And the Bengals didn't even make a lot of big moves. They just already have a ton of talent on the team. But the Steelers, the Chiefs, who I also don't think made a lot of moves. But obviously they got Pat Mahomes. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. I don't really know what to make of the Browns, to be honest with you. That's why I couldn't put them over the Steelers, because who knows what the Browns are going to be, bro? Who knows? So, with that being said, hey, this was really fun. We hope you liked it too. Seems like we've just begun, and suddenly we're through. Goodbye, goodbye, good friends, goodbye. But now it's time to go. The moon, the bear in the big blue house will be waiting for you to come and play. Hey, yo, that used to be my shit, son. But listen, with that being said, I appreciate you for kicking it with me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. You can be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody today for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Make somebody else's day better. I promise you, they'll appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share. I will have the Thursday night and week 1 opening day prediction video coming out soon. Stay tuned. I love y'all. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, she know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy, scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber, you out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.